Hi, everyone. Jacqueline Kuhn here with JacquelineKuhn.com, powered by angels, to kick off Sagittarius season with Archangel Raguel. Sagittarius season starts in a couple of days. I'm recording this on the 20th, and it goes through just before Christmas. Keys, expansion, optimism, freedom, change, be a little adventurous. Those are all Sagittarius traits. So before we get into Sagittarius and Archangel Raguel, I do want to ground you all. For some of you who may not have seen many of my videos or know a little bit about the archangels. There are 15 of them. 3 are not tied to zodiac signs. They're Michael, uber masculine energy, our divine protector, Archangel Raphael, our healer, and Archangel Haniel, divine feminine energy, and our intuition. All the others are aligned with zodiac signs. We are moving out of Scorpio, which is Archangel Jeremiel, into Sagittarius, which is Archangel Raguel. And I will be talking about how the Archangel fits into the energy of the astrological season, so you can kind of understand how to work with that Archangel. Now, of course, if you are a Sagittarius, you'll want to work very closely with your Archangel all year long. But during Sagittarius season, when the tendency and the energy is very specific to that zodiac sign, understanding who that Archangel is also very helpful in case you may be challenged by the energy and, or more importantly, want to make the most of the energy of the season. I find when we understand what the energy should and is capable of bringing us, the more we can capitalize and the more productive we can be, and the easier we can have in navigating. The other thing that we talk about a lot are angel numbers. If you aren't already a subscriber to my angel number blog, please do so. A couple of times a week, we post about angel numbers, their meaning, their vibrations, and how to use them in your own journey. A couple of key things about angel numbers: we do not add them up. They're not like numerology. 4 ones does not equal a 4. 4 ones is 4 ones. And so if you want to learn more about them, there is a video on my website, an angel number masterclass. Feel free to take that and learn a lot more about angel numbers, as well as subscribing to the blog. Before we get into the specific Sagittarius season energy, the store in Kildare is all ready for Sagittarius season. All the Archangel Raguel merchandise is up front. The reason I have a merchandise shop is to remind us to keep the archangels close to you, and remind them to help us. I put an Archangel Gabriel sticker on my mobile phone. I put it on there during this last Mercury retrograde to remind me to ask Archangel Gabriel for help as we navigate the issues with technology and communication that can typically happen under Mercury retrograde. Whether you are local to the Chicago area or not, all the merchandise that's in my shop is available online. A couple of other things: the next Tarot Tuesday is December 16th. So hopefully it's the last one of the year. So hopefully you can join me live for that one. And then I have a brand new offering I am doing for the gift giving holiday season called the Gift of Knowingness. I taken my angels and astrology reading and made it more basic. Your sun, moon, and ascendant. You will get the natal chart for all of your planets, but the analysis and the detail will be on those 3 signs, and therefore it's significantly reduced from the full planetary report. Under $50 as a gift for yourself or for someone who you feel needs to have a little more knowingness. If you are interested, you cannot buy this online, please text me or email me or call me for details, and I can get the details out to you, and then you can make payment arrangements. And I'll have it as long as the order is in before December 15th. I can guarantee that you will have it before Christmas. So great. With that, let's talk about Sagittarius season. So we just came out of Scorpio season where it's deep and emotional, and we're in our heads, and it's kind of heavy. Sagittarius season is light and expansive, right? And Scorpio season, we go within. Sagittarius season, we expand out. It's about adventure and trying new things. It's about really being optimistic about the future, and looking at ways to expand our personal lives, our professional lives, family life. And then Sagittarius is also around, freedoms. That adventurous spirit is also that freedom to explore, the freedom to look at things differently, the freedom to change, right? And make those changes. Now, the one caveat right now is we do have Mercury retrograde for the next week for the next weekish. And so it may not be the first week of Sagittarius season may not be as expansive as we normally would experience. So you may want to, for the next week, just take a look, take a second chance with something very quickly, as opposed to starting something new. Maybe revise, the of retrograde, revise a current plan as opposed to going out looking at something new. And then once we're out of the retrograde December 1st, you can begin to look forward again in Sagittarius season. So just a little note, because Mercury retrograde is going to make it feel a little more constrictive. So maybe not as expansive this first week, if that makes sense to you. Hopefully it does. In Sagittarius season, we have Archangel Raguel. Now, Archangel Raguel, the name means friend of God. And as a friend of God, he has been written in text, not necessarily the current canon Bible, but he has been written in older versions as the one who judges rebels against God's law. So he's a friend of God in that he wants people to be carrying out God's law. Because of that, he's also about justice. He's also about harmony. And because he wants God's intention to be carried out, he also helps us carry out our divine mission in relationships, right? Like, what is the meaning of that particular relationship? What is the divine purpose of that relationship? He's there to help us make sure that that happens. You may find that sometimes you feel like a relationship that you're in, whether it be personal or business, a relationship may feel forced to you. It might not feel natural, or you might not be comfortable in it. When that happens, it's probably because the divine mission of that relationship is somehow off. So if you're finding that, or maybe that person, there isn't a divine reason for that person. Maybe you forced that person to be in your path, and otherwise they may not have naturally been there. And so when you're feeling that, that's a really good time to look at Archangel Raguel and say, hey, what am I missing here? Like, is there a divine purpose to this relationship? Or should I, walk away from it because, or am I looking at it one way and I should be looking at it a different way? So in addition to being named in the Book of Enoch, Revelation has been the book of Revelation in the New Testament has of the Bible has been revised in early versions of Revelation, not the current version. In early versions of the book of Revelation, Raguel was one of the assistants that God had separating, and it at the at the coming of Jesus Christ, the second coming. He was one of the angels assisting God in making sure that who separating who has been faithful versus those who haven't in the final reckoning. So he is definitely mentioned in texts, but over the years, scholars have taken a lot of the mention of the archangels out of the texts we have today, and therefore you may not have heard about them. So when you want to work with Archangel Raguel, just obviously ask him for your help and think about, where have you been mistreated or where are you mistreating others? What conflicts do you have in your relationships? What injustice are you looking to fight or to make right? And what about helping others that are neglected or oppressed? And the helping others is a really good time of year because this is also a time of year where many organizations, are looking for donations, everything from, meals for elderly or homeless over Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, to, Toys for Tots, to all kinds of, you know, campaigns, money as well as items, coats up north. We have big coat drives, right? All of that is being a friend of God, being a friend to others, giving of ourselves to others. And that's really what the Archangel Raguel energy is all about as well. And it comes at a perfect time of year when those types of missions tend to be amped up and ramped up. So how does Archangel Raguel's gifts align with Sagittarian traits? So this is something new for those of you who've been watching my videos. This is going to be a regular addition to my monthly videos. So Archangel Raguel is about justice and fairness, and actually Sagittarians just naturally seek out the truth. That's just a Sagittarian trait, seeking out truth and justice. And his role as angel of justice sort of resonates with that. Harmony in relationships. Now, Sagittarius energy can be fun, but it also can be extremely blunt, right? Sagittarians will say what's on their mind, um, and may not, actually couch it, right? Say it as it is, which can cause friction, which can lead to hurt feelings, even when it's not necessarily meant that way. And so Raguel's he can put harmony into those relationships and make sure and help Sagittarians be honest without being harsh, and do it out of love as opposed to just for the purpose of being direct. So that bringing a little more harmony and reducing the friction in the way Sagittarians can communicate. Divine order and integrity. So this is really kind of important. So it's a Sagittarian trait to push boundaries, loving freedom and pushing boundaries. And so what Archangel Raguel can do in Sagittarius season, as well as to Sagittarians in general, is make sure that all of this freedom and adventure is not getting you off of your aligned purpose, and make sure it is being done with integrity and you're not doing something at the expense of somebody else. So he can help you there. And then he's a mediator. I do know of a couple of Sagittarians who are really talk philosophically We discuss many philosophical kinds of concepts. And what Raguel can bring to these conversations is to a little bit of the, the truth and fair-mindedness, and not just cramming through your opinion, or when faced with contrary information to your opinion, be able to understand that, dissect it, and not just, close it down and say, oh no, that's not right. So this is how Archangel Raguel can help you as a Sagittarian, as well as us during Sagittarius season, so that we can make the most of the energy that is with us for the next month. Should you have any questions, should you please comment write comments, like this video. Super important that YouTube knows that folks are liking the content. And should you have any questions, feel free to reach out as we kick off Sagittarius season. Look for video extras landing in the next couple of weeks as we get some more energy shifts. And with that, I will say, be blessed. And for those of you up north like me, stay warm.